And good day, ladies. Welcome to Queenshipt Studios, and I am your host, Queenshipt. And today we will be talking about pick me energy. Now, I've heard pick me being thrown around, and I want to hear from you what you think pick me is, or what your perspective of what a pick me is. Because what I understand from what a pick me is, or what I think a pick me is somebody who wants to be picked over everybody by any means necessary. So, say if they're in a group of girls and there happens to be guys there, and the guys are attracted to a particular woman, or they just happen to be, they're showing their interest to women who aren't them. And they will start bashing the female. They would start talking loud, laughing loud. They would start bringing up embarrassing topics like, "Oh, remember that time you peed your bed in middle school?" Like putting her on blast, trying to embarrass her to be picked over the girl who's getting the most attention. Now, it seems that the one who's getting the most attention is typically the one perceived as the pick-me. I never understood how the one that's always being picked is the pick-me, especially if she is not putting herself out there to be picked. She's just being herself. She's being natural. She may even compliment other females genuinely. She may be genuinely having a good time. She may just be having a simple conversation. Sometimes, say if you have a pretty privilege, depending on how pretty you are, pretty privilege comes with a certain level of responsibility, where if you don't pay people mind, they will think you're shady. But if you're not as pretty, people don't really care if you don't speak. Sometimes people may even pretend like they didn't see you so that you don't try and have a conversation with them. So if you understand your responsibility as a pretty, then you tend to accept your role as a pretty woman, and you open yourself up to conversations, because that's what people want from you. People want to have a conversation with you. People want to know what's going on and how your day was, and if you have any projects, and let me know so I can support you. And people genuinely want to support you and genuinely want to know what's going on in your life, and they feel like you're being standoffish if you're not that, if you're not open and you're not approaching people to have conversations. So I just think there's a difference between understanding your role as a beautiful woman versus a woman who is insecure and will go to any extent to distort the reputation of somebody else just to be picked above them. This pick me may feel like she's not getting enough attention. She may go through the most. She may wear short dresses. She may dress a certain way, like peacocking, to stand out. Where if you are naturally beautiful or you're secure within yourself, you don't have to do too much to stand out. All you have to do is dress how you want to dress, or dress what makes you feel comfortable, or dress how dress what makes you feel comfortable. You can just put on some lip gloss, plain white tee, and some jeans with some sneakers or some heels, depending on how you feel, and you would still get the same level of attention as a pick me when she's putting on. And the thing is about a pick me, it depends, because pick me energy is desperate energy. When I hear pick me, I think of that scene in Shrek where Shrek was like, does anyone know where Lord Farquaad is? And everybody was looking around, pointing at one another, and Donkey was like, oh, I know, pick me. And then Shrek was like, anybody else? Shrek weren't trying to pick. Shrek, there was like a whole crowd of people. Donkey was the only one saying, pick me. And Shrek would have rather the 3 blind mice of a donkey. But Donkey's like, pick me. That's what my mind is. That's not it.
Mass General Brigham.
Does anybody else?
Oh, pick me! Oh, I know, me!
Does anyone know where Lord Farquaad lives? I want to find a little thing then.
Okay, fine. Attention all fairy tale things. Do not get comfortable. Your welcome is officially worn out. In fact, I'm gonna see this guy Farquaad right now and get you all off my land and back where you came from.
Why can't I find it? I want to find this little thing. Does anybody else know where Lord Farquaad is?
All right. Who knows where this Farquaad guy is? Oh, I do. I know where he is. Does anyone else know where to find him? Anyone at all? Me! Anyone? Oh, pick me! Oh, I know, me! Okay, fine. Attention all fairy tale things.
That's what I think of when I think of a pick me. Like, nobody's trying to pick you. That's what I think of. Nobody's trying to pick you. That's why you have to be a pick me. You don't... When the reverse psychology of when pick-me's call beautiful women who get picked pick-me's, that's their insecurity speaking. Oh, I want to be picked. Why does she always get picked? Oh, and then they try to justify why she's always getting picked. Oh, she must be a pick-me. Because they can't fathom how she's getting all the guys. She gets guys that they can't get, or she gets the best guys, or she gets all the attention, or whatever the case may be. The only thing that makes sense to them, because they're judging it based off of the reality and not what's the reality, not what's actually going on, but their reality. Their reality is completely different than a woman who's being picked just by existing. So they have to justify it. Oh, she must be a pick-me. I don't think the woman who's always being picked is a pick-me. I just think she is preferred amongst others. And if she weren't third, then it would like Shrek. Okay, fine. I just settle for whatever's her type of thing. I think pick-mes are women who want to be picked. And if you want to be picked, if you desire to be picked, then you're just not picked. You're not chosen. You're not preferred. You're not like a eye catcher, whatever the case may be. Or even if you are an eye catcher, even if you're beautiful, you may have desperate energy, which is repulsive. Pick-me energy is desperate energy, and desperate energy is repulsive. Nobody wants a desperate woman. The only guys who want desperate females are F-boys and insecure guys who want women to chase them. These grown boys who don't want a woman with standards because they want to feel like the prize. Tell me what you think pick-me is. Because that's what I think a pick-me is. Just because a woman is picked, and often picked, doesn't make her a pick-me. It just makes her attractive. A pick-me is somebody who's not typically picked. Like you play basketball and everybody's picking the team members, and the last one is like, oh man, why am I never picked? And they always want to be picked, and they end up, oh, pick me, I'm right here. They end up being the pick me because they're never picked out of a crowd of people. But if you're the first one picked, either because you got skill or because you're attractive, I don't know what to call that. It's not a pick-me. If you don't put yourself out there to be picked, some women could just sit in a corner reading a book, and she would get guys just coming to her asking her what book she's reading. She weren't doing nothing. She weren't walking up to guys, trying to start a conversation, trying to hug people. Yelling across the street, trying to be seen. Trying to get in between a conversation. Man, you see these people, you see this person and this person have a conversation, and then you try to butt into the conversation to talk about nothing. You just want to be seen. You just want to be important. Even if it means turned on women who don't deserve it. That woman didn't do nothing to you. I think pick-me's always go after the alpha. They have to go after the woman who gets picked the most and try to tear her down. It's like what guys do. They have to beat the toughest guy, because then he will be alpha. He would be Maverick. He will be Top Gun. he'll be the top shot if he is able to beat the toughest guy in on the block or whatever. It's like females trying to steal your boyfriend. If they think that he's the best of the best, but you got him, they would be something if they are able to get your boyfriend. Not knowing that the boyfriend ain't shit. And you actually helped the sister out. Lucky for the one that got away, she dodged the bullet. Unfortunately for the pick-me, she got caught in the crossfire. When you're desperate, you want to rush into a relationship. You just want, like, the thing is, this is another thing. Pick-me's don't care who they end up with. Anybody will do. If you are the woman who's always picked, you have a lot of time on your hands. You have extra time on your hands because you can relax and you can pick. He picks me, okay, but I don't want him, so next. He picked me, but I don't want him, okay, next. And then you see a guy who picks you, and then you pick him as well. And it's like, okay, let's see where this relationship goes. Let's work on this. Let's water this plant. Let's water this seed. Let's water each other, and let's grow together. Women who always pick can pick as well. But pick-me's tend to go whoever picks them. They tend to go with whoever picks them. Because anything will do. As long as they're picked, that's it. They're just trying to be picked. They don't care who picks them. They just... And some pick-me's think that having... It's like they equivalent... did I say that word right? Equivalent. I don't think I'm saying that word right. It's like they determine the value based off of whether or not they can have sex. So if they can have sex, I feel like saying equivalent. Honestly, it don't sound right. Equivalent. Guys don't really care who they have sex with because everybody looks the same when the lights are off. I've literally had a guy say ugly girls need love too. But doesn't mean he wants to wife you. Doesn't mean he wants to stay with you. It just means you got what he wants. And it's between your legs. Some guys have low standards. You can't really rely on a guy's choice. You can't rely on a guy choosing you to determine your value, to measure your worth. Because some guys don't have any standards. So you're going to be thinking you're a 10 because you got chosen, but you got chosen by a lowlife. You got chosen by somebody who nobody chose. Nobody wanted to be with him, but he wanted to be with you. and you both want to be with each other because nobody wants to be with neither one of you. And you both measure each other's value based off of your love for one another. I mean, love is love, you know? Love is love. But don't go around trying to put yourself on a pedestal, trying to put yourself in an arena that you don't belong in. You're still a part of the low life category. Just because you're with somebody doesn't mean you're less of a low life. You're just a low life with somebody. You guys are low lives together. You can't put yourself in the same category as somebody in a higher echelon as you just because you're with somebody. They say you know your high value based off of how many people you can turn on. If you have two females, they both got asked out by the same number of guys, but one turned on more guys than the other. The other female, she took every option that was presented to her. The one who took every option that was presented to her, she is considered to be low value because she is too available. She's too available, and she doesn't respect herself enough to set boundaries. To, like, if something is too easy to get, it lacks value. This even goes into the marketplace. Something that's rare, something that's hard to obtain, something that you know, if you go to a gumball machine and it's, you know, it's just 25 cents and it's easy to get, you can get a whole bunch of toys and gum and candy and all type of stuff. It's considered low value because it's easy to get. But if you go into Tiffany and Co, and then you ask for the thing that's in the back, behind the glass, behind a locked door, that, and not many people have can even afford it. Not many people have even seen it. You have to become a member. It's exclusive. You have to have a certain amount of money. You have to have a certain status to even know that piece of jewelry behind the door, and it's a barcode to get into it, exists. You have to be a part of a certain club. And just because you're able to get a bunch of rings from a gumball machine, while this person could only get one that costs way more than the one that you got at the gumball machine, doesn't mean that just because you got 100 pieces of rings for 25 cents means that the rings that you got are more valuable than the ring that they got that's behind the locked door, barcode, double, triple locked in a heavy secured with the security cameras and the alarm that goes off, and the police will be at the if you knock on a gumball machine and you happen to get a few hundred for free, a few hundred gumballs for free, ain't no police coming to get you. Knock yourself out. But if you rob Tiffany and Co, you are guaranteed going to jail. If Tiffany and Co was out here giving out diamonds, diamond necklaces, diamond bracelets, diamond rings, Tiffany and Co wouldn't be as valuable as they are. Tiffany and Co is valuable because it's hard to get. You gotta work to get it. You gotta be able to afford it. You have to be of a certain status, or you have to have a certain taste palette to even care to get some of those, or you have to be of a certain echelon to even know about the door, about the room in the back that's triple, double bolted. You have to be in a certain club, certain member. And some of those people have to wait months to even get in those types of clubs and earn that type of membership. You have to earn that membership. Same way with these females. One, you didn't have to earn her attention, her body, her love, her affection. You didn't have to earn it. She just gave it to you. Free for all. Well, the other one, you had to work for it. You had to wait for it. You had to be able to afford her. And not just material. You had to be able to afford time, attention, the energy that it takes to even hold her attention. Some guys can't hold on a conversation with those types of women. Some guys get burned out 10 minutes in a conversation with those types of women. Some guys mentally can't afford to conversate with those types of women. Some guys talk all day and say nothing. That's too costly for her. That's too expensive. Wasting her time like that. Some guys will waste your time to talk about nothing. You have to be a type of guy who says all that you need of her in less time. You need to be able to say everything that I need of her in 5 minutes. Some guys can say it in 2. That takes intelligence, experience, wit, wisdom. Oh, he can afford her. He's got to be able to free up her time. She could have a business. There's some guys who can't feed a woman. What can you do for me? I'm got a business. I'm got a conglomerate. I'm got a company. I'm got employees. I hire people. How could you help me? How could you free up my time? I need this, and this. Can you provide it? I need connects. I need networking. I need to know how to automate this system. Can you do that? Some guys don't even know certain words. Some guys wouldn't even know what she's talking about. Okay, well, he can't afford to talk to her. He can't afford to be around her. He can't even afford to be in the same room. Some guys are too insecure to be around women like that. Just because a woman is picked doesn't make her a pick-me. And just because you were picked doesn't mean you're a woman of value. You might have just been the last one there, and the only one he could afford to keep. Just because you had a lot of men and she had a lower number doesn't mean you held more value than her. That doesn't mean she has more standards, and she may not be able to afford to waste her time with every guy that comes across her. Learn the difference. Know the difference. Just because a woman is picked doesn't mean she's a pick-me. It just means she's attractive. A pick-me will do anything by any means necessary to be picked. Pick-me energy is desperate energy, and desperate energy is repulsive. And the only guys who don't mind desperate energy are guys who also are in that same energy. And those you guys, the women who are picked, don't want to be picked by.